What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. It's been an up and down season for the Panthers so far, opening up with a win, then losing 3 straight, and finally breaking that losing streak last week against Middle Tennessee State. This week, the Panthers will face off at home against South Alabama, and they have 3 prospects coming into the game to watch us play, to see if they want to come to the University of Georgia State to be a Panther. 2 4-star recruits and 1 3-star recruit will be on hand to watch the Georgia State Panthers take on South Alabama. The game is about to get started, so we'll send it on down to the field to get it going.
The intensity.
Jaguars get this game started on offense, 1st and 10. Joseph hands off to Jackson. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going to get free here. 1st down and more, past the 40, taken down at the 41-yard line. A 32-yard gain on the first play of the game. 2nd and 12 now for South Alabama. Joseph looking, firing towards the sideline. It's caught by Chris Harrison for 14 yards and a 1st down. 2nd and 3 now for the Jaguars. Joseph back to pass once again. This one's going to be one-handed by Thomas for 11 yards and another 1st down. And the Jaguars are driving already in Panther territory. 3rd and 15. Joseph deep to the sideline, and it is broken up, incomplete. And that will force a punt from South Alabama. Georgia State will take over at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Reynolds fakes the handoff. Throws this one, and it's caught by Marcus Jackson on the comeback route. A 10-yard gain. 1st down and 10 now for Georgia State. Reynolds pump fakes, drops back, fires this one deep into single coverage, and it's broken up by Travis Williams, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for Georgia State. Reynolds looking to pass once again, and again, this time it's Marcus Jackson for 10 yards and a 1st down. 3rd and 14 now for the Panthers. Reynolds out of the shotgun this time, looking to throw this one deep, and it's dropped by Mark Moore. He had it, then dropped it, and that will force a punt by Georgia State. South Alabama will take over. 2nd and 6. Joseph looking to pass. He dumps it off here to Thomas. Thomas will break a tackle and get taken down at the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 6 now for the Jaguars. This one's going to the sideline, and this one's caught by Chris Harrison. A 21-yard gain on that pass and catch gets him into Panther territory. On the very next play, handoff goes to Jackson, and the defense of Georgia State gets in the backfield and stops Kevin Jackson for a 6-yard loss. 3rd and 8 now. Joseph back to pass, looking, and dump this one off to Thomas, and he's got that catch for 3 yards and short of the 1st down, though. And South Alabama will decide to go for it on 4th and 5 instead of kicking the field goal. Joseph's going to fire to the end zone, and it's picked off by Knight Dallas, and he's going to take this one out of the end zone. Probably not a very smart move here as he's pushed out of bounds at the 9. That's where Georgia State will take over. 1st and 10. Reynolds in his own end zone. Going to fire this one deep up into double coverage, and Mark Moore comes down with this one. A 38-yard gain, and that's going to give the Panthers a 1st and 10. With 8 seconds left to go in the quarter, handoff goes to Lamont George up the middle. 1st down and more, taken down by his ankles after a 17-yard gain on the ground. And at the end of 1 quarter, this game's tied up at 0 apiece. Georgia State will continue their drive here to start the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10, Reynolds back to pass. Going back deep, firing deep, and it's caught by Marcus Jackson for a 27-yard gain inside the 10-yard line. And that'll get 1st and goal for Georgia State, and the new school record for career receptions goes to Marcus Jackson, 108 in his career, beating out David Bailey with 107, who is still on the team and playing, so those two will be battling it out. 1st and goal, Reynolds back to pass, fires to the end zone, and David Bailey had the catch and dropped it. That would have been 6. Instead, it's 2nd down and goal. And Reynolds looking to pass, scrambling out, firing to the end zone, and it's picked off by Hunter. Hunter is out past the 10, past the 30. He's out past the 40 and pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. And Georgia State comes away with 0 points on that drive. 1st and 10, handoff to Jackson. Up the middle, he will go for 9 yards on the ground. Later on in the drive, it's a 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Joseph's going to keep this one himself on the read option. He's going to break a tackle, get the first down to the 20-yard line, pushed out of bounds there. 3rd and 4 now for South Alabama. Joseph will hand off to Thomas. He's going to go nowhere and lose a yard on the play, actually. That'll set up a 4th down and a field goal from South Alabama to go up 3-0. Georgia State takes over, and this pass is dumped off over the middle to Marcus Jackson for 8 yards. That's going to set up this 3rd down and 1. And Reynolds will hand off to Lamont George up the middle, gaining 3 yards and a 1st down for the Panthers. Very next play here, Reynolds under center, waiting for the snap. He will fake the handoff, look to pass. He's going to throw this one to the sideline, and it is deflected by Calvin Jackson. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers. Reynolds will fake the handoff once again and look to pass. He's going to throw this one to David Bailey, who breaks a tackle, has the 1st down, and he's streaking down the sideline. Can anybody catch him? He's inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Georgia State. 63-yard pass and catch from David Reynolds to David Bailey for the touchdown to go up 7-3 over South Alabama as they take over. Joseph keeps it on the triple option, then pitches it to Lee. Lee is past the 40, taken down at the 46-yard line. A 20-yard rush on the triple option. 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars. Joseph will hand it off to Thomas, and he is met in the backfield, barely getting that handoff. A 4-yard loss, tackled by Patrick Griffin. 2nd down and 14 now. Joseph will hand off to Thomas, and this time he's going to get a good block and get outside and have the 1st down inside the 20, down to the 10, pushed out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. A 51-yard rush. 1st and goal to go. Joseph will hand off to Thomas, and he is stopped behind the line for a 1-yard loss on the ground. 3rd and goal to go now for the Jaguars. Joseph looking to pass this one. He scrambles out to the right, throws it into the end zone, and it's deflected by Artemis Robinson, saving a touchdown. 4th and goal and a field goal coming up here by the Jaguars. But wait, it's a fake. Pickens is going to try to run this one in, and he cannot go anywhere but backwards. A 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll be a turnover on downs for the Jaguars. And heading into halftime, Georgia State is on top, 7-3 in a low-scoring game. A low-scoring first half has Georgia State ahead 7-3 as they start the second half on offense, and a sack on David Reynolds for a 7-yard loss will open up the second half here. And we'll look at the halftime stats here. Both teams moving the ball very well, and South Alabama having that time possession in their favor, as long as each team with a turnover keeps this game close. 3rd and 14 now for the Panthers. Reynolds firing this one deep, and Otis Davis will jump up and grab that one for 16 yards and a 1st down. 3rd and 12 now for the Panthers. Reynolds out of the shotgun once again, and this one to Marcus Jackson is caught in Jaguar territory down to the 40-yard line. A big gain on the play there. 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers. He'll hit David Bailey this time down inside the 20 to the 15 to 25-yard gain, and that gives Reynolds over 250 yards passing already in this game, and only in the beginning of the third quarter, excuse me, as Anthony Gross goes for 12 yards on the ground inside the 5. 2nd down and goal now. Reynolds will hand off to George up the middle, fighting for that end zone, but can't get there. 3-yard gain on the play. It's 3rd and goal now. Reynolds will hand off to Mark Culver, untouched into the end zone for the touchdown, putting Georgia State up 14-3 after the extra point. And we have a studio update here. North Carolina has a 10-point lead, 31-21 on number 3 Georgia Tech, who's trying to stay undefeated and go to 6-0. 2nd and 14 now as the Jaguars take over. Handoff goes to Thomas up the middle, and he will gain 13 yards. 3rd down and 10 now later on in this drive for the Jaguars. Joseph trying to set up the screen, and he gets it off to Thomas, but he loses 5 yards in the play, and that'll force a punt by the Jaguars. Georgia State will take over. 1st and 10. Reynolds firing this one deep. Caught by David Bailey inside the 30. A 15-yard gain. 3rd and 24 now for the Panthers after they've lost some yardage. Reynolds will throw this one deep to the sideline. And it's incomplete, intended for Marcus Jackson. And that's going to force a punt from the Panthers. South Alabama will take over here. Handoff goes to Thomas on 1st and 10. And he's pushed backwards and loses 4 yards as he's pushed out of bounds. 3rd and 13 now for the Jaguars. Can they pick up this 1st down? Joseph trying to set up the screen, and it is set up well and stopped very well, and a loss of 13 yards on that play. They would punt. Georgia State would take over. Reynolds back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to fire and hit Marcus Jackson, who's going to gain about 8 yards on that play, but a flag comes in at the end, and we have a 15-yard face mask penalty against South Alabama. That'll give the Panthers a 1st down, and at the end of 3 quarters, Georgia State's on top, 14-3. Georgia State trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. 3rd and 7. Reynolds out of the shotgun. Here's going to fire this one to the end zone and into triple coverage and incomplete. Not a very good decision there by Reynolds. Fire that one in there. But it'll lead to a field goal and a 17-3 lead for Georgia State. We have an update. North Carolina is still on top by 10, 38-28 over number 3 Georgia Tech. The following kickoff here to South Alabama. He's still going to take it out past the 30, taken down at the 41-yard line. That's where they will start this drive. 3rd and 9 now on the drive. Joseph back to pass, looking, and he's going to be sacked on the play for a 7-yard loss, and that is going to force South Alabama to punt. Georgia State will take over here. Reynolds will hand off to Lamont George on 1st and 10. He's going to gain a couple yards there, but a flag comes in at the end, and we have a 15-yard face mask penalty on the play, which will give the Panthers a 1st down. Very next play here. Reynolds back to pass, looking, gonna fire this one deep to the sideline for Marcus Jackson in single coverage, and he cannot come down with it. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 2 now for the Panthers. Reynolds will hand off to Mark Culver up the middle, bounces off a tackle, and gains 6 yards on the play. That'll set up a 1st and 10 here from the 35-yard line. Reynolds back to pass, pump fakes, drops back, fires this one deep to the end zone, and Jackson is wide open this time in the end zone for a 34-yard touchdown pass and catch, and that's going to put the Panthers up 24-3 after the extra point. That was a very awesome pass and catch there for the touchdown. South Alabama now takes over down by 21. This one off his back foot is incomplete, but a flag comes out, and we are going to have a holding penalty this time on the offense. That's going to back them up. 2nd and 10 now for South Alabama. Joseph back to pass. He's going to fire this one for Alves. I think that's how you say his name. 13-yard reception. It's going to head to a 2nd and 6 here. Joseph back to pass, firing this one, and it's picked off by Jerome Schroeder. He's going to take this one back inside the 30. Can he go all the way inside the 10? 5, touchdown, Georgia State. And they are up 31-3 now after the extra point. It's a pick 6 for Jerome Schroeder. And we have another studio update here. The upset is complete. North Carolina beats number 3 Georgia Tech 38-28. And the undefeated season for Georgia Tech is over. South Alabama takes over here, 1st and 10. This one's going to be fired to Williams for a 1st down catch of 11 yards. That'll lead to this 1st down and 10 play out of the shotgun. Joseph going to fire this one quickly on screen play, and Griffin picks this one off, and he is gone inside the 10, 5 touchdown, and Georgia State is now up 38-3, and that is going to seal this game. There would be no more chance for South Alabama to come back as Georgia State runs away with this one, 38-3. Taking a look at scores from other games around the country this week, number 5 Oklahoma goes down to Kansas 34-27. Taking a look at the stats from our game today, Georgia State wins the game 38-3, but only manages 13 rushing yards, 331 yards through the air, and loses the time possession battle. Players of the game, David Reynolds on offense, 16 of 31, 331 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Knight Dallas on defense, 8 tackles, 2 for a loss, and an interception on the day. Our head coach Chip Nolan, has an upgrade, and we're going to upgrade the Road Warrior upgrade here, the trait there. So we will go ahead and get in some in-depth recruiting here. Looking at 3 prospects this week: Jerome Bell, the 80 overall guard from Palm Coast, Florida. He's a 4-star recruit, 6'3", 277. And like I said, he's an 80 overall, +2 overall after scouting. We really need to get him after our #1 overall recruit, Mac McFadden, went to, I believe, Wake Forest it was. Up next, Maurice McCray, 3-star tackle, 6'4", 274 pounds from Gaines School, Georgia. So a pipeline state there. He is a 76 overall, up 4 overall after scouting him. Tackle and guard are our biggest needs we need to fill. So hopefully we can get this guy. And lastly, Sean Lewis, 4-star prospect. He's 6'2", 164 pounds from Westland, Michigan. He's an athlete, and he is the number 34 athlete in the country, and he's a gem prospect, 79 overall, +8 overall after scouting him, and he will be good in coverage as a cornerback. So we have those prospects we're looking at. Up next in week 9, in the next episode, we will be at home again against number 23, the University of Georgia. 6-1 they come into this game. We are 3-3. Can we continue this 2-game winning streak and make it 3 in a row? We will find out. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.